on my journey to locking in trading, I came across a tool that's positioning people to understand when to buy and sell. Because when I first started learning trading, it was all about trying to learn a new language, the new pattern, learning the charts, the candlesticks, the open, the close. And it really was more confusing than it had to be. But on this journey, we're using this tool, and I'm going to show you how it works. It simplified things. But then I came across a channel, Trades By Sci. And he likes to simplify it and really not overcomplicate the concept of trade, and not even really talking over people's heads in a method that positions people to understand how to look at the market in a simplified manner. Just understand that it's only going to go a couple of different directions. And then he hits on an acronym that I really started to pay attention to, and I like it because it simplifies the process again. The ICC method: the indication, the correction, and then the continuation. This chart that I was already using before I came across this page, I believe helps to lock in me understanding it more. So even as I go through the demo trades, I'm like, this tool is going to help a lot of people, especially if they understand what Trades by Sci is breaking down, and then expanding into the high time frames as well, because those high time frames do paint a better picture than just looking at the small time frames altogether. Now, I'm gonna let you know how the tool works in terms of recognizing an A+ setup, and you can use this across multiple time frames. Plus, it lets you know when to buy or sell and why. So I want y'all to check this out. And if you want access to the tool that, you know, helps you understand when to buy and sell, even if you don't know how to read the charts and any of that, it's a link down below. But if not, no big deal. I just want to show how this, plus the insights and the little nuggets that Trades by Sci was breaking down, I think it's going to make me a beast once I come out of the demo trades and get into the real market. But let's look into it so you can see if this is something that you think is a good fit for you. So this is what I mean by looking for A+ setups. I said it because I wanted you to see how it looks on the screen. It's in, you know, a couple of different places. But an A+ buy setup, you want everything to be green. A high probability of the market going up, also known as going long. Green buy signal. So you'll see the green buy signal, which is the indicator that prints a green buy signal. So you want to see that. You want to see a green bullish bias. Remember I showed you the bias in the upper right hand corner. It's either going to say bullish, bearish, or neutral. If it's neutral, you don't do anything. You just wait. Patience is key in trading. Patience brings wealth in trading. So you look for a green bullish bias, which lets you know that the market has been going up. That's the bias. That's, you know, the nature of the market at the time. You look for a green trend bar. That's the wavelengths that I showed at the bottom of the screen. You want that to also be green. And then you're looking for a green power line. Power line that is green and horizontal basically says money is in the market right now at this time. Come get some. It's so many words. Once all those four things have been checked, consider that an A+ buy setup. So it's a higher probability. Real simple. Real simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. For A+ sell setup, what you're looking for is, you know, pretty much the opposite, minus one thing, being identical. You're looking for a red sell signal. You're looking for a red bearish bias. You're looking for a red trend bar. And you're also looking for the green power line as well. That lets you know money is in the market. You want liquidity. You want to be able to get money out of the market at the right time, strategically, and rinse and repeat. This is an example of what an A+ setup is based on these four things being in position once you have everything set up, once you get access to the group. Now, I'm going to go over real quick what's in the group so that way you understand what you're getting, and then let me know if you got any questions, anything you want me to clarify on, so that way I can incorporate it in other videos, and I know it can help others as well. All right, so this is a example of a A+ setup. Let me go ahead and hit the sell because I would have did it a little bit sooner, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, we were able to capture it in real time so we can see how it plays out. But the A+ setup, remember, we're looking for 4 metrics, and this is something that people use to pass profit firm challenges successfully because it gives them something to follow. It gives them a rule book, something that gives them high probability to the tune of 80% plus. and as it relates to win rates when they discover a plus setup. Now, in the upper right hand corner, you see a daily bias saying bearish. We also received a previous sell signal that is still in play. I'll let you know why. Then we look for red trend. Since it's bearish, red and red, we want it to be trending in that direction. It just started trending in that direction, as it also did around the time the sell signal presented itself. And then you see some green momentum, meaning that it's momentum money flowing into the market that could push it to the direction you want it to go. Now, this is why I said this signal is still in play, because it's still showing, because this is what you got to understand. This system, this tool that you can get access to, once it gives you a sell signal, it pre-plots a stop loss, a good place for you to stop loss so you don't lose more than what's necessary in the event that the trade does not go in your favor. It gives you an entry line, a good place for you to enter the trade. It's kind of being blocked, but it's back here, the good entry line. And then it gives you a take profit 1, a take profit 2, as well as a take profit 3. So it's still in play because the take profit 1 has not been hit. Right now we're at a loss, but I ultimately feel like it's going to be a winning trade if I just have the patience and wait it out. I'm on a 2-minute chart. Each bar represents 2 minutes. And sometimes these short-term charts can skew your thought process on the direction of where the ticker is actually going, because it's happening so fast. However, once you see an A+ setup, it's oftentimes good to compare other time frames and see if they also show signs of the market being bearish, signs of this particular ticker going down some more. If you see signs of that, and that's multiple confirmations, then that's almost like a team of support that's proving your theory correct. What do I mean? So we're in the 2-minute, but let's look at some of the higher time frames temporarily. So let's go to the 30-minute time frame, and we'll shrink it down a little bit. Go to the 30-minute time frame, and when you go to the 30-minute time frame, let's squeeze it up here just a little bit, and you'll see it was a previous A+ sell setup signal that presented itself before that big massive drop at that time frame, that 30-minute time frame there. So that's pressure that proves that, hey, we still could be going towards a sell territory for several reasons. But let's also expand even further. Let's look at the 1 hour time slot. If you look at the 1 hour time slot, it doesn't show a sell signal, but you just see, the direction of the daily bias being bearish. That's one thing. And then let's check one more. Well, two more. Let's look at the 4 hour time slot, and then I want to look at the 1 day time slot. Golden sell combo. That means it was another sell signal, reverse sell signal. The take profits are still in play here, and they have the ticker going down to 2,800, 332-ish if it hits that take profit. So that's other things that confirm the direction of the market. Now, these are larger time frames, which means that you would want to stay in the trade a little longer, or at least be willing to stay in the trade a little bit longer, because it has a high probability of it hitting your number, because multiple time frames agree, if that makes sense. And then lastly, let's do the daily. The daily usually, it moves a little slower, but it lets you know what is really happening in the grand scheme of things, because each one of these bars represent daily. Each bar represents 1 day. So you see, at that reverse sell signal that was issued on the daily chart, still have a take profit in play. That still has not been hit, and it's around 28, a little bit under 2,800. So to the zone of 27, high 27,000s rather, not 2,700. I think I said 100 the last time, but high 27,000. So all of these confirm that it could be some downward pressure taking place. Even though we took our trade in the 2-minute, we're aware of the fact that it's other things that somewhat agree with what we're saying, and we just have to be willing to wait it out. But this tool has been used to allow people to, successfully win prop firm challenges and get access to capital. The prop firm sometimes may give them access to 50,000 or 10,000, whatever the amount is, but it allows them to trade with someone else's money, and they get a percentage based on their success rate. And then they withdraw on a weekly basis. Some people don't prefer that. They prefer to trade with their own money so they can withdraw when they deem necessary. The choice is yours. I just want you to know that people are doing it inside of the community, using this system that points out A+ setup. We're still in A+ setup territory. Daily bias bearish. We have a sell signal that presented itself. We have some trending bars of red, green momentum. This could definitely push it down even in this small 2-minute time frame. I know I looked at some broader time frames, but in this 2-minute time frame, this could position us to be profitable. And I typically would have traded, well, I say typically, but sometimes I trade with more contracts, and this is a paper trade, demo trade, but sometimes I trade with more contracts because more contracts allow you to get in and get out and still have high profits. It can cause you to lose money too, but if I had more contracts, what you're seeing on the screen now, up $17, $16, that could be up $110, or, you know, up double that amount, up $20, up $30 up, you know. So you have to feel your way through it and figure out what's right for you. But start with one contract until you get comfortable, and then you close out when you feel the profits have been met that you want, or if it went against your favor, you can close out at the stop loss or sooner if you don't have the energy or the patience to allow you to stick it out as the trade unfolds, because it's all unfolding. It's all a process. It's been here, it's been there. Sometimes these trades, you know, can take 10 minutes, sometimes less. Sometimes, depending on what you're trying to do, you might stay in the trade overnight, but you want to have your parameters set so you don't lose money in the event that the trade does not go in your favor. Some people are swing traders, meaning they may stay in a trade for a few days, but they make larger profits on the swing, and they got the bandwidth to handle the pressure that may go in the opposite direction that they're projecting. So you just have to find what works for you. Now, what I'm about to do is just pause it for the sake of not having the video too long, and then just show you, because I'm, you know, the A+ setup typically hits 80% of the time or more. So what I'm gonna do is pause it, and then when that take profit hits, because I feel it will, but it's not about a feeling, it's more so about the data. The data shows me that it's likely to hit, then I'll come back and show you that take profit. Like I can do it right now if I wanted to. Percentage wise, I would have been okay with the $25 in this time frame. $32, boom. Matter of fact, let's do it. So I think it closed it at the $25 instead of the 30, but that could have easily been 50. And you see, this has only been 8 minutes of me being in the trade, and depending on when you do it and how many contracts you do, you can make a significant amount if you're trying to do what many people are trying to do, which is replace their job. So this is a tool that people are using, no gatekeeping, in order to make sure that they're able to pass prop firm challenge and have a system. So even if you are not trying to pass a prop firm challenge, but you just need some way to know when to buy, when to sell, this is it. Daily bias, check. Looking for a sell signal, check. Something that gives you some take profits and a stop loss. And then the trend and the momentum bar. All of those things, check. And as you can see, even though I took an early take profit just for the sake of the video and not making it too lengthy, it's still pushing towards that TP1, which I believe is going to hit based on all of the comparisons that show downward pressure was happening. That's all I got. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.